This is Sierra and welcome to another video. Today we are doing another short video about something a little special. I've got a little update on Nightlight and all that stuff. I think I published this 11 years ago now. It's been a little bit since I recorded this. Recorded talking about this and doing audio version. There is a Kindle version of it now though. And another updated, extended. Yeah. I pretty much expanded the story a little bit. It's got a few more good pages in it. Nice and fresh. This is one of 5 copies I have. So I can get those out eventually. But yeah. It's just fun to see how it looks. And yeah. Nightlight. An expanded edition, and there are more scenes in here and more lore and a little bit of clarity, and formatting is fixed mostly. The chapters could probably be moved from the chapters are fine. It's just the first chapter has the decades later in the middle when it's not aligned with chapter 1, but I don't think that matters. But yeah, got a nice little back cover as well. Got a little cool stuff, added things. Yeah, and I still kept the original story of Nightlight there because, yeah, it is Nightlight stories. In a way, it's not a full story, but it is the start of a story. And the start of the story and all that stuff, so I guess I'll read the back to you if you're interested. I will leave a link to the, to get the book down below in the description. So there's a Kindle version here and a paperback version. So you have options this time. So my funny story is like when I was graduating out of middle school, I sent a copy to my original final draft copy to my sister who was still in school. And I still had access to sending it to her, so I made her the owner. And yeah, she somehow managed to keep it. And so I got the original copy. And this is how I got all this. I didn't have to write every single word again. Which is awesome. I have it. It's mine. I got it back. I got more stories in it. And that's pretty cool. But I'm a little all over the place today. That's fine. I'm going to read the blurb. There are secrets around every corner. Eyes always watching. Yet sometimes the bigger threats are the ones that are right in front of you. Nightlight is the story of a 12-year-old girl who discovers that everything is not what it seems. It all started with a car accident, and a new puppy was brought into her life. This story is full of secrets, mystery, and legacy, and perhaps more. This is the story of Nightlight. Yeah, got the author thing that I went through and worked on, like story. This story technically was not written by AI. None of these entries were written by AI, but there are, yeah, I did get some ideas for what to add here because I wasn't sure what to add. Because, yeah, it felt like a complete story to me. And so I didn't know what to add, and ended up adding another chapter to the list. So yeah, we got 11 chapters this time around. Well, actually 12 chapters. This is an old version. This is an old version. This one doesn't have the split. Like, yeah. But yeah, I wrote it again. And I published it again. I am currently working on the sequel to this. this is partly why I did this, because, well, I wanted it to more align with what I was doing for the sequel, and I liked the way I wrote this back when I was 14 years old. Yeah, it's like the main perspective is Ariana, obviously, and then occasionally you'll sprinkle in some Nightlight perspectives, and I kind of like that. So I'm going to keep that for the sequel, but the sequel is going to have another character, which my Facebook people already know this, but yeah, Copper is going to be the title of the next book, which means Copper is going to be the sprinkle of perspectives, because, yeah, her story is significant in this turnaround, because, yeah, there's more that meets the eye. And I think I'll read the prologue to you for the book that I have right now. Tears blurred his vision, merging the towering trees that surrounded him. Echoes of flames danced in his mind as he wiped away the tears, a hint of smoke wafting off his singed clothing. He huddled under a bush, hoping the big men wouldn't find him, wouldn't take him away. Where was Mommy? Daddy? The boy closed his eyes, blocking out his surroundings. They would find him. Mommy and Daddy would find him and take him into their arms and bring him home. Home, where his soft bed was waiting for him, where his toys were waiting for him, his return, assuring him that it was all just a dream. Just a horrible, horrible nightmare. He opened his eyes again, still surrounded by hundreds of trees. The trees felt safe. They hid him from the big men that were shouting and yelling. The big men didn't follow him into the trees. They were scared of the trees. The boy's stomach growled as he wiped more tears away. Daddy wouldn't want to see him crying when he found him. Big boys didn't cry. The boy sniffed, shivering as a breeze whistled between the trees. The branches rustled in reply. It was quiet here. No shouts, no yelling, no fire. Fire was hot. Fire hurt. That's what Mommy always said. The darkness of the trees closed in around him, isolating him from the world out there. The world of big men who wanted to take him away from Mommy and Daddy. He wouldn't let them take him away. The boy tensed when he heard movement, the rustle of something brushing past the bush. Maybe an animal. Curiosity stirred as he looked toward the sound. Mommy said some animals came out at night, animals in search of food. His stomach growled again. When would Mommy and Daddy find him? They always had food ready for him, whenever he asked. They weren't here. Were they coming? The rustling grew louder before it stopped. The boy could see a pair of bright, glowing lights not far away. They grew bigger and bigger, as if it was getting closer. A low growl shook the boy's body, filling him with terror. Heel, Shadow Dog, a man's gruff voice cautioned the creature. The growling stopped, but the eyes still stared at him. The boy couldn't stray his eyes away from the creature. Doggy? This was nothing like any doggy he'd ever seen. Don't worry, he won't hurt you. A figure approached, tall and lean. His blonde hair gleamed almost white in what little moonlight seeped into the forest. His eyes were dark, his face pale white. He was all black. He wore all black, like one of the bad men in the movies his Mommy and Daddy liked to watch. You must be lost, the man said gently, crouching so he was at the boy's level. What's your name? The boy narrowed his eyes. Mommy says they shouldn't talk to strangers. The man sighed and nodded. Well, I'm sure she's right, but I don't think she'd want you to be out here by yourself. It's going to be a chilly night. Got a nice warm place for you to rest. Then we can find your parents. The big men took them, the boy murmured. They took them in those white vans and sped them away. They wanted to take me away too, but I didn't let them. The man smiled. I like your spirit, kid. Well, at least I should give you something to eat. The man shook his head. I'm not hungry. His stomach growled in objection, but he ignored it. Mommy also said to never take food from strangers. The big men were strangers. They wanted to take him away, just like they took his parents away. Here, I picked these from that bush over there. The man held out his hand, offering a few red berries, while his other hand pointed behind him. I usually add them to my tea, but you could have some. The boy looked at the man's hand warily, pale white like snow. The berries were like beads of blood that he'd get after scraping his knee. The berries looked okay, at least. He cautiously took them from the man and shoved them into his mouth. He started chewing, scrunching up his face at the sudden bitter taste that exploded on his tongue. The man chuckled. I should have warned you. They are a little bitter. That's why I prefer to add honey, but they're good for you. Thank you, the boy said with his mouth full. The man smiled again as he swallowed. Polite too. I like that. The man got to his feet. Why don't I take you someplace warm so you can rest? Then we can see where those bad men took your parents. The man offered his hand again. This time, the boy didn't hesitate, taking the man's hand as he got to his feet. They began walking deeper into the woods, the red eyes of the creature following him. The boy didn't dare look back. The big, bad men couldn't follow him in here. They were afraid of the trees. Soon, Mommy and Daddy would find him and take him home. He'd like that very much. Yep, that's where we're going to leave it. I hope you guys enjoyed that little snippet of prologue. Yeah, that's the whole prologue. I decided to read the whole thing, but yeah. That's going to be it for this video. Just chatting and giving you a little sneak peek of the story I've been working on. Yeah. I mean, you can probably guess why I extended some stuff if you've read the original, but I don't know if anyone has. So, yeah. I'll know if you get the expanded version, but I won't know if you just the original, but no. I'll leave the expanded version in the description for you guys to pick up if you're interested. And if you want to see more stories like this in the future and more videos announcing stuff that I've been up to in publishing, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and yeah, enjoy the ride with me. I'll see you in the next one, whenever that might be. Goodbye.